Florida State University rocked by tragedy. Suspect uses deputy mother's gun in deadly campus shooting. A peaceful morning at Florida State University turned into a nightmare on campus when a shocking act of violence left 2 people dead, another seriously injured, and the state in mourning. The shooting, which unfolded near FSU's music school and nearby dormitories, sent shockwaves across Florida and the nation. The suspect, Jason Odell Tyson, 21, has been identified, and what investigators discovered next left even hardened officers stunned. According to authorities, the weapon used in the shooting belonged to none other than Tyson's own mother, a sheriff's deputy in Palm Beach County. Sheriff Kevin Rambos confirmed that the weapon was her service-issued handgun, and law enforcement is now investigating how the young man gained access to it. Tyson was taken into custody shortly after the attack without incident, but the implications are chilling. Law enforcement sources revealed Tyson had no prior criminal record, but his recent behavior showed signs of escalating mental instability. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis issued a strong public statement, vowing justice for the victims and support for the grieving community. "We will not rest until every question is answered and every stone turned," he said during a press briefing in Tallahassee. DeSantis also pledged statewide mental health funding reviews and increased security protocols at Florida universities. Governor Ron DeSantis said, "Our hearts break for the families of those lost. This is not just a campus tragedy, it's a Florida tragedy, and we will face it head-on." One of the victims has been identified as Mariah Gonzalez, a 19-year-old sophomore music student with dreams of becoming a composer. The other, Terrence T.J. Walters, 21, was a psychology major and resident assistant known for helping first-year students settle into campus life. A third victim remains hospitalized in critical condition. Friends and classmates have left tributes of flowers, candles, and handwritten notes at the campus gates. A vigil held Tuesday night drew hundreds of students, faculty, and community members, all mourning the loss of bright futures. The Leon County Sheriff's Office and Florida Department of Law Enforcement are leading the investigation, focusing not only on the events that transpired but also on how a law enforcement firearm ended up in the hands of a civilian. Officials are examining whether storage protocol breaches occurred and if there's any possibility of accountability within the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office. This is personal for many of us in uniform. When our own tools are used to cause harm, it shakes the core of what we stand for. Sheriff Kevin Rambos said. Jason Tyson was described by former classmates as quiet, kept to himself, and had reportedly dropped out of college earlier this year. Investigators say he had recently moved back home and may have been experiencing a mental health crisis. Law enforcement is reviewing Tyson's online activity, journals, and digital footprints for motives. Early reports suggest no political or ideological motive, but rather emotional distress and unresolved mental health issues. This tragedy reignites America's long-standing debate over gun access, mental health, and law enforcement accountability, especially when firearms fall into the wrong hands, even unintentionally. Parents, students, and lawmakers alike are demanding tighter gun safety protocols, even within law enforcement households.
I first thought it was a rifle, but I guess it was a shotgun. And he let off a shot kind of in our direction as we were walking away from the Union. And me and the boy, there's only like a couple of us who just kind of looked at each other like, is this real? Like, what was that? And that's when he turned, probably because he missed at longer distance, and turned to his car and grabbed the handgun out, the pistol, and he turned towards the Union, and that's when I saw him shoot a woman in purple scrubs in the back, in her back, and I just started running. I ran a mile all the way to my apartment, but I kept hearing shots firing, like the whole, like pretty much, like, the cops were there before I even made it home. I heard all the sirens, but it was a good 20 seconds as I was running. It was just shot after shot after shot.
I wish I could give you a hug right now. I'm so sorry that you had to see that. And well, I mean, you were just as much in danger as anyone else, Mackenzie. I'm so sorry. Did it appear he was the woman you saw shot? Did it appear he was targeting her? Did you get that gut feeling?
That's what I thought at first when he had out the bigger gun and he kind of pointed it towards that boy. I was like, oh, okay, maybe it's a BB gun, maybe it's because, you know, senior high school will do those water gun fights where, like, you randomly senior assassin or whatever. I was like, well, maybe it's something like that, and he's aiming at the boy, or the boy messing with his girlfriend. I don't know, just a whole bunch of scenarios. And so when he turned to the woman and shot her, that's when I realized there was no target, and that it was anybody he could see. And I took off.
Did that woman even know that she was in danger, do you think?
She was shot in her back. She was just walking, and he just turned around and shot her.
And she just went to the ground at that point.
And I left. I ran.